to They Called Some Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes on podcast services by searching They Called Some Movie and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Called Some Movie. This is Anthony Delvecchio. With me as always is Dan Aquino and Mark Meyer. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I think April Fool's Day may be one of the most infuriating days that I also have a little bit of fun with. And I don't know why, but people getting excited about obviously fake things and having no media comprehension just makes me angry, and I probably shouldn't. But it was just, I just hate being on the internet that day. Because I'll go instantly from laughing at some fun, stupid thing that obviously isn't true to people going, "Oh my God, are they doing this? Can't believe it. How can they do this?" On the thing. And it's just like, some people just either are too gullible or, well, we probably do live around a bunch of morons. I think a lot of things in this country have shown that. Yeah.
Like what,
I don't know how
Mark?
April Fool's has
Like
changed.
what stuff in this country are you talking about? Specifically.
Gestures at everything.
I don't know. I think I need an example, Mark.
But how political do we want to get on this podcast?
We've never done that before.
Goddamn question, Mark. Stop avoiding it.
Bombing another country without realizing that they control a shipping port that will make gas go up $1 in a week. That's a dumb thing going on in this country.
That's for freedom.
Doesn't
sound very dumb now, does it?
Yeah.
I didn't think about the freedom part, Ant.
Mark's not a true patriot.
Yeah.
Is this where we take the hard right-wing grift thing to start making money?
Well, it sounds like the opposite is what we're doing.
Well, in terms of I nothing April Fool's Day. I don't care until it's April 2nd, and then I start seeing the April Fool's posts, and then it gets me, which isn't fair.
Yeah,
I should be scrubbed from the internet after that point.
Yeah. The only reason I care about April 1st is birthday, so I have an actual reason to celebrate that day.
Yeah, that's the only thing with April 1st is when it's just, I feel bad for slightly bad for people like your niece that do have a birthday on April Fool's, because there's going to be definitely some asshole at some point going, "Are you sure it's your birthday?"
Yeah, that's true. That humor's never going to disappear.
So I feel it's like people that were born on February 29th,
Oh, sure.
They're going to hear that for the rest of their life. But yeah, that's a dumb thing. I think I'm equally in a dumb spear of, I follow video game news, and there are a lot of gullible people that follow video game news, and I think that's where a lot of my anger comes from.
Okay, so what's a joke people will fall for this year, Mark, that you saw?
So the one that I saw was that a bunch of people were just using, probably was AI, but sort of just announcing that Half-Life 3 was coming.
I see that every year.
Yeah, everyone's been anticipating, and people still fall for it, I guess, is why I get angry. And then just what was the so there's an inside joke. Some people out there understand this. I don't know how close you guys follow video game news, but there's a game coming out called Pragmata, and it's made by Capcom, and there's been a whole joke because it's a space game, and the armor of the guy is like a bluish color, a little bit, that they just say it's a secret Mega Man game. And it's not, but Capcom released on April Fool's Day. This was a good one, but some people fell for it. Released a clip of the person in the game turns and looks at the guy in the spacesuit, and when it turns around, he's dressed as Mega Man. So that was a good April Fool's joke. But
I will say, to your point about you don't know how close we follow video games, this is a movie podcast.
No, I know. But I was
There's a reason why we do that.
Yeah.
Because
I was asked to give examples.
We don't.
So that was probably the best one that I laughed at, because it goes back. This goes for anything like movies, TV, general news. I do like when a company does a good job with an inside internet joke with their company. Some of them take it too far and don't understand like the bit at all.
What do you mean by taking it too far, to like kill somebody?
Yes,
murder somebody for April Fools.
Did snuff films on X. It's
for
crazy.
April Fools. That's like, because that's That's taking April Fool's too far.
That's taking, way too far.
Yeah.
Whoops, it's not blanks.
Yeah.
April
Oh,
Fools.
Jesus.
Who is this? Alec Baldwin?
What if that happened on April 1st? That would have been crazy.
What
But
if
yeah,
9/11
that was
happened on April 1st?
be crazy if 9/11 happened on April 1st.
That's a great conspiracy theory that you could throw out there. Really fuck with people's minds.
But yeah, that is it's a fun day for some innocent pranks that I saw with some good ones. Like I saw two volleyball teams were playing each other in a scrimmage, and they decided to act like they didn't know how to play volleyball very well and make their coaches mad. And I'm like, that's pretty fun.
It's a thinker.
Of a prank.
Yeah. They should have pulled out a soccer ball. That would have got them.
Yeah.
That'd have been a good one.
Like little prank, like even if they did something like that, like little pranks like that are fun. It's it's more so the obviously fake ones and people believing drive me up a wall. But that could be just because I'm on a hair trigger because of gestures at all the media literacy around me.
Mark, I mean, when you finally break, use it for good.
Is it going to be falling down? Am I going to be
just use it for good?
Yeah.
Am I going to be Michael Douglas and falling down?
Yeah. I think the issue with April 1st, April Fool's Day, is that on every day, I mean, April Fool's on social media specifically, on any given day, someone is going to post something that is 100% not true, even in just like this media, like the pop culture stuff. Like,
yeah.
So it's like, what's the point of April Fool's anymore? Of these stupid jokes about, The Legend of Zelda casting is now Chris Pratt's the voice of Link.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could find that in June 9th because somebody's going to post it. Because 100% or like 98% of social media now is clickbait, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It is social media was a mistake.
Yes. I think we're all learning that.
Yeah, it's all hack writing too. Like you said, right? Everything's clickbait, so everything is just lazy because people fall for anything.
Yeah. Now they have AI at their disposal to create the posters to go along with it, basically.
Yeah.
It's nice living in this hellscape. So, Mark, if you do break, do it right.
Got it. I'll make note of that.
Proximity is important.
Yeah. Stay on this side of the Delaware River is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, just be aware of your location when you break.
Right.
All right, everybody. We watched a movie this week. But before we talk about this week's movie, we're going to talk to you about Patreon. Patreon.com/TickTamPod, where you can go and pledge $1 and you get access to exclusive episodes. You get access to our Discord, and that's where the magic happens. That's what's going on over there on the old Discords. We're talking movies. We're talking video games. Mark's posted polls there sometimes when he shows up over there. We ask questions every week, random stuff, usually pertaining to the movies we're watching and all that fun stuff. We're having a good time over there talking a lot of movies. We're basically getting people to watch movies, really. I've been watching more movies now that we've had that Discord, so I can talk about them. So appreciating that fun aspect of that. Actually, this movie was a suggestion from one of our Patreons over on that Discord. So once again, that's patreon.com/TickTamPod, and it's just $1. All right. This week was Dan's pick. So Dan, why don't you introduce this week's movie?
Yes. So, like you alluded to, this movie was from one of our Patreon users and a very good friend of the show. He's been on before. This is a guy pick. So I figured, he's recommended a few movies on the Patreon. We haven't had a guy pick in a little while. I was kind of lazy as well. I didn't really want to do a ton of research. So I was like, guy usually does a good job, and he highly recommended Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century from 1977, I believe, around that time.
Yeah, that's what it definitely feels like, that time period.
Yeah, it's very 70s. Yeah, from 1977. I right off the bat, I had such a fun time with this movie. It is pure Italian schlock. I love it. early on through the movie, I'm realizing, oh, well, this is essentially the Dino De Laurentiis King Kong. This is what's happening. And then I did a little research and was like, yeah, like this is a movie that Dino De Laurentiis wanted to make after making the King Kong movie. So like, oh, okay, there you go, makes perfect sense. Boy, what a lot of fun. I love the sound the Yeti makes. It's like an elephant and a gorilla together.
Okay,
Very very unique sounding. I love giant monster, and like I was taken aback, I guess is the best way to say it. I gasped. I literally gasped when there's a scene that we see the Yeti's nipples harden.
yeah.
Possibly the best scene in the film. But there's a lot to talk about, so I'm excited to hear what you.
All right, so Yeti of the 20th Giant of the 20th Century is directed by Gianfranco Parolini, starring Antonella Interlenghi, Mimo Creo, Jim Sullivan, Tony Kendall, Eduardo Faista, John Stacy, Stelio Candelli, and Donald O'Brien. IMDb score of 4.1, Rotten Tomatoes score, no critics, but a 19% audience score. Plot. Someone from Italy apparently found an old copy of King Kong and said, why not us? Two Nepo babies help their billionaire grandpa find the tallest, least hairiest Italian man and decide to airlift him over to Toronto so he could run amok, make a puppy dog face for a bunch of times, sexually harass a 15-year-old, and then nearly die from poor cardiovascular health. Mark, where are you coming from with Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century?
Well, I will say, without knowing the background, I immediately was going to ask Dan if this was a guy pick.
Yes.
Seeing this movie, just from the beginning.
I don't think Guy has seen a movie that is more recent than 1979.
You know,
is he like that guy that only listens to classic music from the 70s and everything else is shit?
right?
So,
That's when music peaked.
yeah.
No, you're right. Like when we worked together, we would try to convince him to watch more current movies. Like you should watch the Batman. The Batman's really good, and because we would talk comic books, and he was just kind of like, no, I'm good. I don't really need to see that. But then he would come in and mention a movie from like 1974, is like The Deep Creature. Like he has a niche, and he supplies a lot of good movies on this podcast.
He does.
Yeah. Not. I wasn't saying that. It was all parentheses positive.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah. So obviously, I haven't seen this movie before, but I was definitely at least excited to dive in. The only thing I'll say up front is the creators of this movie were cowards, as there was no Yeti dong.
Yes,
in this movie.
Here's that.
Cowards.
I was thinking a lot about that. Like there's a hint of like a bulge whenever we see through his legs quite often, and there is something there.
Yeah, just give me some balls. That would have been fine.
Yeah. But like, if it's obviously played by a man, so the theory would be that this is some sort of evolution of man, right?
Right.
He would have an external penis. It's not like a dog situation.
I'm glad the three of us are so interconnected on this specific subject.
Look, they showed the nipple getting hard. I mean, that's the next phase, I would think.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was awaiting for that to happen.
Like I said, I didn't need to see like the nipple getting hard. I didn't need to see like an erection occur from him, but I'm calling them out as cowards for the shots between the legs, not at least showing a little bit of testicles at any point. Like, come on, man, what are we doing here? But overall, this movie, the reason why I really like this is that it did the thing that these kind of movies should do, is that I was really angry near the end. Maybe angry is not the great word, but I was like wanting the Yeti to kill the turncoat guy.
Yeah.
Like I was like so for it. I'm like, that motherfucker better die. Like, and I'm like, that's what I'm like. And when I said that to myself while watching, I was like, oh, this movie got me. I am in. I am in on this plot that I am now rooting for this Yeti to serve justice out here. But in general, I love the idea of in any movie like this where there's no language communication, but they do a good enough job in this of a lot of gestures and point to show how they communicate it. Like how he made the fish bones and then was trying to explain to her like that he wanted to comb her hair. Like he did a little bit of his own hair and then held out the fish bones. And I'm like, okay, there's some intelligence here, and it's a good way of showing that. And then the whole subplot behind the scenes of this crazy the HH guy just I guess being super capitalist in Toronto or whatever he was, and then there was this cabal of other capitalists that vote by putting colored balls into a jar for who the next leader should be of their cabal. Obviously they weren't going to announce a new character. I had a feeling it was going to be somebody we met before. And it was just, yeah, that whole subplot behind the scene was fun. In that it just made no sense that all this was happening, like kind of out in the open, but not really. And then I love I love how the scientist was just so in like knew all these exact things about Yetis. It was like, oh man, if we take it up to the height of the Himalayas, that'll make him feel comfortable. Let's go up to 10,000 feet on here, and just little things like that. Let nature unfreeze him. We're not going to use chemicals. It was just overall just a fun, one of these definitely dubbed Italian movies. And my final thing to mention is that one of my favorite things that happened throughout this movie, and it was mostly near the beginning, like anytime when someone had to touch a button or turn a dial, they would touch the button, turn the dial, and then sort of look at the camera and smirk after they did it.
I noticed that too.
And it made me laugh every time it happened. And then I also enjoyed very much how they did a good job of trying to make it look like parts of it were, obviously some parts were shot in Canada, I would imagine. But
I mean, they didn't hide the CN Tower.
Yeah, no, yeah. But then the funny part was when they were in the warehouses fighting. If you could read the boxes, they were all written in Italian. There's like General Motors of Italia or whatever on all the boxes in the warehouses. But yeah, it was just such a fun idea for a movie. And the green screen was incredible in this movie. And yeah, that Yeti had the kindest eyes I've ever seen. So we'll leave it at that.
His charm worked on you too, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like,
I
am very glad that the dog survived.
Yeah. That was the big ending.
Yeah.
The dog got the big ending. I couldn't care less about this Yeti. I hated him. I don't know why.
Well, explain.
His just stupid face. Every time he made that stupid puppy dog face, it was just like, oh, fuck you, dude. I don't know why. It's just, I don't really have any. It kind of creeped me out. It made me uncomfortable, partially because then I was doing research, and the main actress was 15 at the time. Made me feel very uncomfortable about her relationship with the Yeti. Did not make me feel good about how close she was to a giant naked man who varied in size throughout the film.
Can I just say real quick, like, how sometimes certain actresses can play a little older or a little younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was no mistaking this girl was at least 15. She looked every bit of 15.
Yeah, 100%. And also, I think with King Kong, there's empathy there because he never really stops being the ape, right?
That's true.
If he attacks, it's in an ape-like way. This Yeti takes a man by his neck, by the Yeti's big toe and second toe, and crushes his neck with it.
It breaks his neck.
It's something very human and specific about that, where I'm just like, maybe this Yeti does deserve to die at this point.
Yeah, that is a
It's
like
deliberate.
a deliberate choice. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you don't just accidentally break a man's neck with your two
Right.
toes.
It's not like he's running amok and he like hits him and he smacks him into the wall and the guy dies. This is specific where he puts his foot on him, lets him get up, and then does this move. It was like not so innocent at this point. And I
Yeah,
understand they're goons and stuff. So like, oh, he had it coming, sure.
right.
But also this thing might need to be put down at this point.
Yeah, that's murder at that point.
Yeah. If he wasn't 15 to 45 feet tall,
Yeah,
depending on what shot it is, you'd be like, all right, it's time to, you're coming with us, pal.
right. Yeah, I want to talk about because you keep talking about the how he varied in size.
Yeah.
I want to know was that done on purpose or they just didn't know how to shoot him?
I mean, I think they just, whatever was convenient,
Okay.
you know, I don't know if they put that much thought into it.
Yeah. Well, since you had brought it up, I was thinking to myself like, yeah, I feel like they don't know how to really tell you how tall he actually is. Because he's not really next to many buildings or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just curious if maybe they just didn't know how to shoot him or like that was deliberate. Like he gets bigger or whatever with
I
anger.
I think it was just they wanted him to do certain things and he needed to be a
Mhm.
certain size to do those things, right? So they
Sure.
had a prosthetic to show him standing from behind when he's with the two kids. So, and they only made him so big, so he was that size then. And then when they want him to destroy the roof of the warehouse, he needs to be much taller than that. So
Yeah.
so they made him that size. But then they also before that they need him to be in the warehouse, so he has to be shrunk down a little bit. And
Right.
then he needs to be on set, so we got to make a prosthetic of him sleeping or something. So he's got to be big enough, small enough that he could fit there again too. So it's like
Yeah.
they were playing fast and loose with the physics, everything.
Like with
Yeah.
the giant fish that he finds
Right?
and the giant breathing tube.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, like, why do they need to teach him how to eat fish?
Yeah. Yeah, he's centuries old.
He's centuries old. He's must have figured out how to sustain himself.
Or maybe because he was still kind of like thawing out, you know what I mean? Like he's not really sure where he is. Maybe he just kind of forgot certain things in the frost.
Yeah. I also was annoyed by how long things took in this movie. Like
Sure.
the whole scene where she's in the elevator and she's falling
Yeah.
and like it's very very obnoxiously long, him like
Yeah.
climbing the outside of the
And kicking the windows.
of the building, kicking
my
every single window.
that is my favorite part of the movie. Just going the Yeti, as the girl says Yeti, as the Yeti is climbing down, he is deliberately smashing every window he comes across.
Yeah. It's got to be like a 40-story building.
Right.
The stickers.
It seems like he's just doing it on purpose, right?
Yeah. There's a ledge there. He could climb down that. And he'd probably
Right.
get down faster if he didn't choose to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glass.
Just stick these dogs through those windows every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the rear
Look at those
projections were
feet.
great. Yeah.
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 Looking at those feet, that the Yeti probably should have got some tough acting to enact that.
Yeah. Pretty dry.
Yeah. This I had a good time with it, but I did not
Yeah.
feel bad about for the Yeti one bit.
So
I felt bad for the dog.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it
I
was
couldn't-
more
Good.
the thing I was saying about wanting him to is just how much I hated that the guy that was the double crossed everything. Was more so was like, yeah, be a monster, kill that guy.
Right.
And then after that occurred, I was like, all right, I don't care what really happened.
Right.
I don't know how he lives on this planet anymore. Being however tall he's supposed to be.
Well, he goes back to his iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that there was going to be a reveal of a thawing out woman Yeti. at the end.
That would have been amazing.
That's
For
what I was
Yeti
hoping
too.
for.
Yeah,
Yeti too. That's where
Oh,
Son of Bigfoot comes from.
I like this crossover.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? There's the main guy, the guy that double crosses, and then there was like an other blonde haired goon. I couldn't tell them apart. I kept forgetting. I kept not realizing which one was which.
I kept thinking that goon, like, he's as hairy as the Yeti is.
They're Italian. What do you expect?
That's true. That was one of my notes. Said I know Italian men are hairy, but my goodness.
I don't really know if I have anything else.
Yeah, I mean
Ah.
this movie was fun. Dan, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, I liked what they were going for with like, you know, we've covered other Italian movies on here, like Cruel Jaws, obviously a ripoff of Jaws, but like this is almost beat for beat a ripoff of
Yeah.
King Kong,
Yes.
where like capitalism is the main bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honeycut Enterprises.
Yes,
They got
and,
their fingers in every till.
exactly. And they bring the Yeti in and he's constrained, but then flashing lights cause him to go run amok and he falls in love with a young woman. So it's it's different enough because I'm sure this probably went to court if not. Like RKO and Universal Pictures were battling over King Kong's rights. So I wonder if it's different enough. It's also, I'd say it's a pretty competently made movie. What would you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly like. I think it's what you would expect from an Italian movie like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised because even like the score hooked me in. It was a very dramatic score, right?
Yeah, it was a little much. It was a little much.
For this type of movie, I would agree.
Yeah.
But I was hooked by it.
I couldn't think of the song, but there was this one song that they kept playing that was definitely meant to be a legally distinct version of a very famous song at certain points.
Yeah, I can't think of
which
it in my
one
head
do it?
now, but it's like a classical piece, you know.
Yeah, it's a classical piece, but it was like slightly changed so that there was no
Yeah.
chance of getting sued.
Right.
Mhm. Well, it
That
should
was
be in
pretty
the
funny.
public domain, so I'm assuming. But yeah,
But
like
that's
I
true,
can't
then it
think.
makes no
I can't
sense.
think of what the song was. I can't hum it in my head right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, there was a very specific song, a very specific theme that played very often through this, which was at least a different arrangement of a classical piece.
And I don't know about you guys, but one of the hardest parts of the movie I laughed at was when it cuts back to the Yeti and he has like the oxygen mask thing on up
Yeah.
his nose.
That's what I was like. Where did they find a giant breathing tube in 10 minutes? Because they mentioned that if the Yeti doesn't get enough oxygen in 10 minutes, he'll die.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Like why? What happens? Why is he all of a sudden on death's door?
Yeah, no.
Because it's not cold enough, I guess.
But
That's what I got out of it. I don't think it's good, but I think
yeah,
that they kept talking about air conditioning.
Yeah. I just kept thinking of the Simpsons King Kong spoof where he's trying to climb the building and he and he's just
He gets
and
up-
she's like, you know, you have a lot of red meat in your diet or something like that.
yeah. He gets up 2 stories and then he's like winded.
The airplanes are flying over. Oh, better go back and refuel.
Yeah. I don't know why he's basically down for the count.
He's gassed. Absolutely gassed.
This movie was great.
Yeah, but getting back to the soundtrack, there were like some score pieces where it's just him and the 15-year-old just looking longingly at each other, just like very romantic pieces being played. It's like, all right, let's chill the fuck out.
Yeah. I didn't do the research you had, so now I'm having like regret of like going, oh, okay, this is fine because I didn't know she was 15.
Yeah. She also
Yeah.
got married when she was like 16.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I'd imagine that she as a young actress probably not a I hope she had a good life after that, but it doesn't seem like that was the trajectory if this is what's going on.
She's in like City of the Living Dead, which is another Italian horror movie. I'm just looking at this stupid face. Yeti,
Yeah,
giant of the 20th century.
his look was bewildering at times. Like
I think
he's.
it's go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, like, there are times like when he's in the full bodysuit, he is like full blown hairy. But the like animatronics that they make, or the like the puppets that they make, are sparsely hairy. So it's like from one shot to the next, it's like he's lost hair and then he's gained the hair back very quickly.
Yeah. And it's the hair on top of his head that's bothering me too. It's like Chaka from Land of the Lost.
Sure, sure.
I think
It's a weird look.
Yeah, I think it's the blue eyes too. They're very piercing. They have very piercing blue eyes. It's just, I don't know. Makes me uncomfortable. It's the nipple. Like once the nipple thing happened, just like off put for the rest of the film.
Like at that point, I didn't know where this film could go.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
to Mark's point, I figured, well, if that's gonna happen, if you're gonna show an erect nipple, he's gonna hang dong at one. That's just
Yeah.
the inevitability to it. But
There's
surprisingly chaste.
Yeah, there's also those two old ladies that like what they saw, though. Right?
Right.
They
Yeah,
had to
that's
put their glasses on. They're like, "Oh my!"
right. Yeah,
That would
I
have
think
been the
one of them,
perfect
like,
opportunity.
one of them waves themselves, I think.
Yeah, there should have been there should have been Yeti penis in this.
Yeah, Mark was right. They were cowards.
Cowards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tease us like that. You can't show the reaction without showing the main thing.
Exactly. Yeah. What's more horrifying than a Yeti running amok in downtown Toronto with like a just raging hard on?
I mean, it would have been. It's about the craziest thing they've seen in Toronto, maybe.
Just humping the Rogers Center.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. No, I can't get that out of my head. Thanks. Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome. Not your hardest fap.
No.
You don't have to agree to that.
yeah.
Yes, ending, and come on.
All right. Dan, final thoughts. Yeti,
Yeah.
giant of the 20th century.
Yeah, a lot of fun, honestly. I think this might have also been a secret, like, global warming message kind of movie. Because at the end, the icebergs are falling, and then the Yeti comes straight into focus with his stupid face, and he looks like he's crying.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, are they trying to sneak in a little global warming, possibly? But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It's a very silly Italian monster movie, blatant ripoff of King Kong, but it's done. It's done uniquely enough so that it stands on its own a little bit. But yeah, I would go check this out. It's a fun movie. So thank you, Guy, for recommending it.
All right, Mark, final thoughts.
Yeah. So once again, cowards. A lot of them of this movie. But overall, this is actually one of the more fun, weird movies that we've done. In like these Italian as films from the 70s and stuff. Just because it was, I guess thinking back now, hearing Dan, its closeness to the King Kong plot is probably why I latched on a little bit too. It was like more known than weird to my subconscious here, but overall fun movie, and definitely better than I was expecting going in.
Okay. As for me, I didn't like the Yeti in this because of stupid fucking face, but I didn't have a terrible time. However, we didn't talk about the runtime. This is entirely too long of a film.
Sure.
It's an hour and 45 minutes according to IMDb. If you're watching it on Tubi, you get commercials. So it's like a 2-hour ordeal. Because there was a point where I was like, oh, this movie must be wrapping up soon. And it was 40 minutes in, and I still had an hour left in it. I was like, how? Where do we go from here?
How much longer can they drag this out?
Yeah. Then that was before I saw him kick in 40 stories worth of windows. Like, oh, that's how they're getting to the end.
Right. You gotta pad out the runtime there.
Pad out the runtime. Yeah, it's a weird Italian movie. It's a blatant ripoff of King Kong. If that sounds up your alley, then you will probably enjoy this. There's no Yeti dick, but
Yeah.
there is an uncomfortable moment where a 15-year-old touches the Yeti's engorged nipple. So
Well,
that's unfortunate.
she touches his chest, and then the nipple becomes engulfed.
Yes.
It took me a second to realize what that was.
It happened, and I'm like, please don't let that be his nipple. Please let that be anything else than what I think it is. And then, like, she took her hand off of him. I was like, oh no, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I don't like this at all.
At first, it looked like a pore or something. Like
Yeah,
it was like
just
pulsating.
it just like inflates with air or whatever.
Yeah. Like, what the hell's that?
Yeah, this is a weird one. I had a good time with it, but yeah, this could have been an hour and 20-minute movie easily.
Yeah. Yes, like 80 or even like 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? 70, 80 minutes.
Yeah. But you know what? It's pretty fun. But all right. That's Yeti Giant in the 20th century. We're going to take a quick break, but before we do, Dan, what do you got for us?
All right, friends, please go check out the Game Vault podcast run by our very own Mark Myers and good friend of the podcast, Tom Schuster. It is a video game podcast where they discuss video game news, things that are happening within the industry, games that they're playing, and perhaps games that they would recommend for you if you are a brand new gamer or if you are a seasoned gamer. There's a lot of cool information there, so please check them out on any podcast platform that you choose. Please rate and review them. It helps them out a great deal. You could follow them on all socials at Game Vault Pod, and you could also follow them over on Twitch at Game Vault Pod, where Mark and Tom play random games, old school games, newer games. It's a lot of fun. It's a great community, so please go check them out there.
Great. We're going to take a quick break, and you guys are going to listen to messages from friends of the podcast. So we'll be right back. And welcome back. And now it's time for our last segment, and this segment is Fantasy Draft. We watched Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century, an Italian film. So, of course, what else would we fantasy draft but famous Italians? And we're not talking about Italian Americans. We are talking specifically Italians. So off podcast, I spun a wheel and we have our order. We always pick 4 and then we go with snake. And this order this week will be Mark, Dan, and then myself. So Mark, you are going to start us off by picking your first famous Italian.
Yeah, so I was obviously with first overall pick with Italians. There are a bunch to choose from. But I am going to go with one that most people probably weren't thinking off the top of their head, but definitely in the group at the top. I'm going to take Galileo with the first pick.
Yeah.
Galileo Galilei.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
made the king of the we revolve around the sun and instead of around the earth. And yeah, a man ahead of his time in terms of science. And I will take Galileo.
Father of modern physics himself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then he was ordered under house arrest by the Catholic Church.
Yep. Not surprised.
Womp womp. All right. Good pick. Dan, you're next. Who are you picking first?
All right, I am going with award-winning actress and full-blown hottie, Sophia Loren.
Ooh, going right. That's not a bad pick. That might have to force my hand a little bit too. Not bad. Sophia Loren. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
famously in Grumpier Old Men.
Yes.
Of course, that's what she's well known for.
Yeah, name checked in a Bob Dylan song.
It's the first movie I think of with that.
What's the first? Okay, you're just being facetious. What's the first movie you think of, Mark?
IMDb.
It's Grumpier Old Men, isn't it?
It probably is Grumpier Old Men.
You're right there.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Actually, it's Marriage Italian Style. First movie I think of.
All right, good pick, quality pick. Different than Galileo, but that's what Italy's all about.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's a melting pot in its own right. For my first pick, I'm getting him off the board. I'm glad he dropped down to me. I'm going Leonardo da Vinci, fellas.
Yeah.
Last Supper,
Solid
Mona
pick.
Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third pick overall. I'm taking them. Give me that.
That might be steal of the draft.
Give me that.
Yeah, give me that.
And she.
I
All
have
right.
the chance to do it too for.
Yeah.
I could go, with his brethren in Ninja Turtles namesakes, but then I need a varied team, and now Sophia Loren is off the board, so I gotta go heir apparent here. I got next one off the board in terms of the Sophia Lorens of the world. I'm going Monica Bellucci.
Yeah.
God damn it. God damn it.
Are you just gonna pick Italian actresses, Dan?
Well, so depending on what would have went next, she would have been my second pick.
Yep, Dan can't corner the market on Italian hotties.
Cross her off. Solid pick.
Yeah. All right, Dan, your next pick.
All right. As Anthony said, you want to vary your team out. You want to make it diverse and strong. So I'm going to go with an inventor of the modern radio, Guglielmo Marconi.
That's very musical. Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, with the music.
Dominic the Coco.
Dominic the Coco.
Great scene.
It's good.
Yeah, and he's a famous park in Philly named after Marconi.
It's what is it? Like a good park to go to?
It's a pretty decent park. It's also the one that was in the news because that's where our Columbus statue is.
Oh,
So at the time when we were, they were taking away statues of terrible people. The Italians in South Philly found it together to make sure that statue stayed in Marconi Plaza. So, yeah.
Boy,
Shocked.
All right.
Shocked. I know.
Yeah. All right, Mark, you got 2 picks coming to you.
Yeah. So I will stay with more historical, but a different genre of and more in the arts department. I'll give me Dante, the author of the Divine Comedy.
Guys, you're going with your one name
Yeah.
guys. Galileo and Dante. Heavy hitters.
Yeah. So we'll hit Dante there. And then I'll go a little more recent. Let me stay within the art, and I will take Luciano Pavarotti.
Yeah. Honestly, everybody is more recent than Dante,
Okay.
except for one.
Yeah, maybe he's on my list.
Yeah.
But I'll take
Pavarotti.
Pavarotti. Yeah,
Yeah.
Italy, very known for their arts and culture and early science. So we'll stick there, and not the other terrible things that old Italians have done.
Sure. Solid team so far. Dan.
Quick question.
Sure.
Can one of you gentlemen tell me what today's date is, please?
It is April 2nd.
April 2nd. And you know why it's April 2nd?
Why?
Because of a little man known as Julius Caesar.
There's the man older than Dante.
Yep.
He's gone.
There he is. Piece of shit himself.
But we follow his calendar, so that's got to count for something.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't not. It doesn't not.
Right. I mean, also, I think I may be completely wrong with this because I didn't have time to research it. But isn't he the reason why the back end of the calendar makes no sense? In that October Oct is the 10th because he needed to make himself July.
Something weird like that. Yeah.
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 So now Sept and Oct and Dec, are the 9th, 10th, and 12th months of the year.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not a calendar podcast.
Yeah.
It's a video game podcast. Movie podcast.
This is my backdoor calendar podcast. We have a Patreon.
Oh, you can name it Mark Your Calendar.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, man. I'm on my game right now, guys. You know it.
He's locked in.
I'm laser focused on this.
Hell yeah.
Literally laser focused on this.
All right. I got 2 picks coming to me for my final picks. Who do I want? You know what? His like-minded buddy was named not too long ago, and I think we're all avoiding him for obvious reasons. So I'm gonna go with the better of the Italian explorers, the one this country itself is named after, going Amerigo Vespucci,
Hey,
who
he's not a
actually did the
monster, is
thing.
he?
Let's not look it up because I
No.
didn't look it up to see like is he a piece of shit? We all know
Probably.
Columbus was a piece of shit.
Oh,
so,
Columbus is the piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I quickly looked at his Wikipedia and I didn't see a section that said controversies, so I was like, oh, he's probably fine.
And for everyone out there who was getting mad about the calling Columbus a piece of shit, 2/3 of this podcast are Italian, so it's okay. We allow it.
We're allowed to say it.
Yeah.
All right. Final. So I've I got Da Vinci, I got Bellucci, I got Vespucci. That's some music there.
Yeah.
I think I want to go out with an arts sort of pick. I'm going to go. I think one of the foremost names in Italian cinema. He's got he created a genre all of his own in a country that it wasn't even about. I'm going Sergio Leone, the father of spaghetti westerns. You know him, you love him. Fistful of dollars for a few dollars more. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, all close second to possibly his greatest film, Once Upon a Time West. So I was gonna go Fellini possibly, but you know what? Sergio Leone is better to me. So.
Yeah, that's a very Anthony pick, I'd say.
Yeah.
That gets the Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, your last pick.
All right. Are we allowed to do fictional characters as well?
We've stuck with non-fictional so far, so I'm going to say real.
Okay. Then I'm going to follow in your footsteps here. I'm going to go with a filmmaker. One of my favorite horror movies from the 70s, Syria. And I wouldn't say he invented a genre, but a big player in the giallo style of horror. I'm going Dario Argento.
Nice. Good pick. Very good. Very good. Very solid, well-rounded team, though, for you.
Yeah, I'm liking this one. I'm locked in.
Yeah. All right, Mark, your last pick.
So there's only one way to announce my last pick here. And just going to go Marco
Polo.
Marco Polo. The man who
invented a game.
A game invented around him. I don't know what else he did in his life, but he invented a pool game. And that is the reason he's explorer, I remember
journeyed
something
across
about
the Silk Road.
Yeah, I was like,
Hey.
I remember something about the Silk Road. I don't know if he founded it or just traveled it a bunch. But yes, the call and response game in pools all across America for some reason is Marco Polo.
That's a good question. Why is it Marco Polo?
Yeah, I think the technical game has another name. That's another call and response to two things, but I don't know why it's called Marco Polo. But outside of that, little joke opening, he is a famous explorer and is somehow the technically the oldest person that I have on my team.
Yeah, you went old.
I looked up my birth date just here. I was like, wait, I wonder if he's older than Dante. So I did that research as you guys were picking. He was born 11 years before Dante.
Man, do you think they met?
Probably.
Ooh,
Are we talking like
question.
Are we talking
think
like
they
real
kissed?
life, or are we talking like Assassin's Creed? I mean,
I
yes.
hope
And
so.
to your answer to your question, yes.
I hope so. It wasn't. That was a beautiful thing. Come on.
I have a feeling that whether anybody will admit it or not, a lot of homosexual stuff was probably a lot more accepted and understood.
Yes.
A lot earlier in history than anybody today can even imagine.
Yeah. Dante died he died young too.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't. Maybe they couldn't have met.
And kissed.
Yeah, Marco just couldn't go on without him. He died 3 years later.
Yeah.
Just couldn't live.
It's a terrible
couldn't live
3
without
years.
Dante.
You're right. Heartbroken.
What if the Divine Comedy was about Marco Polo? And it's
Oh.
about a journey, Marco Polo journeying because he's an explorer across the Silk
Damn.
Road. What if the Divine Comedy is just about Marco Polo going through the Silk Road? It wasn't about going through hell.
As far as I'm convinced it is now.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we
Yeah.
just discovered something on this podcast.
Yep.
This is breaking news.
Yeah. Look at us, a bunch
Yeah.
of Dan Browns.
Just casually cracking 1,000 years of mystery
Solved it. Solved
Solved.
something that didn't need to be solved.
on the Yeti, the giant of the 20th century episode.
You have to listen really deep and far to learn some
Yeah.
Wait for it.
history-shattering information that we have unearthed.
Several
Now we know
people are
the
going to know the
truth.
truth.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is how we know the true TC Tam fans.
There's literally dozens of us.
That's being generous, Stan.
Yeah.
All right. Still a few people left off the board. Enzo Ferrari would have been a good pick.
And then there's
Maria
the whole-
Montessori.
Yeah.
If you're
And
into
then, as we
kids'
mentioned-
childhood development.
As we mentioned, there's the whole piece of shit category.
Piece
that
of
we
shit.
Avoid it.
Sure.
Marcello
and then-
Mastroianni.
And then, obviously, I am not too deep of a fan of Italian soccer, but I'm assuming there are a lot of very famous Italian soccer players that we could have chosen as
I
well.
never would have, though.
Yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't have debased myself by picking a soccer player.
yeah. And I
Caravaggio.
don't know one well enough to debase myself enough to soccer.
I feel like you wanted to, though. You feel like I feel like
did.
it was like a fifth
I
pick.
did.
If you really wish there was a fifth pick.
I
If
really
you
wish there was
got one.
somebody.
Yeah. Oh, we
Give me a
could've gone
French
with,
movie and it'll be my whole team.
Martin Scorsese.
He's an Italian American.
Oh, okay. I'm looking
Italians.
a list of
Italians
Italians.
only. No Joe DiMaggio. No Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. That made it
No
layer.
Luigi Maggioni.
I think by default he could be. You give him some leeway there.
Yeah. Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah, that would have. Once Anne took away Italian American, it took my number one pick off the.
Rocky.
No, Luigi Maggioni.
We left Caligula out.
We left a lot of terrible emperors out.
Mark Antony.
Brutus.
Yeah.
The Barber Beefcake?
Yeah.
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 Born in Sicily. Not many people know that. To a barber. Yeah. His dad was a barber in the old country.
Yeah.
Brother
And
Brutai.
Beefcake was just a mispronunciation of their Italian last name,
Right.
Sure.
which I am too tired to come up with a fake Italian last name that sounds like Beefcake.
Beeficus.
All right, guys. Well, that is our episode on Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century. Check us out on all our socials. We're on TikTampod, Blue Sky Threads, and Instagram. We are TikTampod, or they call this movie on TikTok, and TikTampod@gmail.com. If you want to shoot us an email, suggest some movies to us over there, just say hi. That'd be great. But the best place to get a hold of us is over on our Discord, and the best way to get on that Discord is to go to patreon.com/TikTampod and sign up for just $1, where you get exclusive episodes, you get to participate in polls, decide our movies of the month, as well as just have some general conversation with us over there on that Discord. We talk about movies, we talk about video games, talk about music, everything that might be striking your fancy. A good community over there. We like talking about movies. Encouraging people to watch more movies is kind of the name of the game over there. So check it out. Patreon.com/TikTampod. All right, that's it. It's going to wrap us up this week. The director of Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century, is Gianfranco Parolini. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anthony Delvecchio telling Gianfranco Parolini, well, you certainly made a movie, didn't you?